Um, my late husband, James Lester Sapone. Before I met him, he was just going to die in his room. There was no pleasure in his life at all. And me going out with him, basically, that was my whole life. So sad of a life. No pleasure. I had a little bit of pleasure with my boys, like when they were 7 and 9, we were able to bike. I was able to play Monopoly. When they were very small, I played Legos and blocks. That was the highlight of my life, basically. So, I had nothing. Nothing when I was almost killed by being thrown up against the wall in 2006. And that's where my government money went to. Where I'm being thrown up against the wall. I reported that. Didn't matter. Nothing ever mattered in my life. Doesn't matter what abuser did what to me, when they did it, how they did it, why they did it. Who cares? There is no justice. But all I'm saying is, there's no justice for victims. Right, little kid?
Yeah, that's right. There's no justice at all for a victim.
That's right. And it was really sad about my late husband, James Lester Sapone, that he had nothing to live for. He had no pleasure.
Yeah, that's right. When you have no pleasure at all, every single day, then why live? You know? They were homeless.
I was homeless for a year and a half with him. A long time. We lived in the manor, shopping center, and then he found out, I can live at Walmart. And 10 other people basically lived in the back also. But they came and went, and came and went. There was a girl that lived there, small car, filled to the rim, but she was able just to, that was her home. Now, sometimes she drove it. I don't know how she did that. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of people who lived there. The one guy lived there for 3 years, and the other guy was a hunchback. They said some really weird shit to me when I lived in the red caravan. It's just Lycast tour. This is not kid friendly. They came up with a rumor that I'm a prostitute. And that nobody ever went in that van but me. My son, when I went to retrieve my things. Okay, I'm going back to what my late husband thought. That there's no pleasure in life. Well, there is a tiny bit of pleasure. I can still do positive posters. It's something that my late husband could never do. I can still try to find all of the jewels in the Bible. And I don't know why. I wanted to get the little kitty cat in there.
Well, I don't need to be in the picture anymore.
Okay. So he had no pleasure, but I have pleasure in trying to help out what I call badass grandma. But I couldn't call her for 2 days, so I can't help her out. I was thinking maybe I could. If she doesn't answer her phone or a text, then I can't. That's just the way it is. Oh well. She's in a very bad situation. Don't care to say how bad, but I can't help her out. Yeah. she's a bit flighty, you know, maybe a little airhead-ish. I like, you know, a lot of people don't know what they're doing, and you know, people don't make any sense. She's just a very kind person who's being taken advantage of right now. So, I just don't like seeing that. And I can find pleasure. Yeah, I mean, my pleasures are simple. Watching little insects. Little, you know, when there's like a cluster of like ants. I mean, it's just interesting. Like, you know, just looking at them for a few minutes. It's no big deal. Like, it's kind of interesting. It's kind of like, wow. Nature is really nice. I'd love to go camping with my boys. That would be a goal. Last time I talked to my oldest, he wanted to go camping. So I'm just saying that I can be positive. My insane narcissist late husband was not at all, and he just wanted to die, and all the time talking about going out in a Mack truck and ending it. Well, you know, if I go drive his little Durango, he sold his Hummer for a lousy Durango, his so-called friend. Made out. And, yeah, shitty little Durango that he got wasn't worth more than $1,000. It was really bad. He could have just, like, went out in a Mack truck. I didn't want to be there. You know, any day, any second could change. You could find a really nice person to help you out. Usually never happens, but, I mean, it always could happen. You can win the lottery, whatever. You know, that doesn't normally happen. I don't have any money to buy a lottery ticket. I went, you know, I mean, that's, you know, one in a, how many million? This is dumb. It's a dumb way of trying to make money. I just needed someone to help me out. I mean, I do excellent artwork. I just didn't find the right person to help me out. But helping out people would be, you know, there is a pleasure with helping out people. And that's something that my insane narcissist husband could never do. He could never help out anyone. So, it's just the way abusers are. And totally insane abusers are self-absorbed about themselves. And I really, well, he could admit that he was a lousy person sometimes. It's nice when people are actually able to admit that. Right, Kitty?
Yeah, that's really good when somebody is able to admit that they're a piece of shit.
Yeah, I really like that. So when my husband was actually able to be honest that he was a piece of shit, that was cool. Just like late Arthur Hesnall III, the father of my 2 children. I got pregnant to him 6 times. 2 miscarriages. Someone took me to the abortion. I had to get the abortion because where else was I going to live? What else? I didn't even know that any meals in Lancaster existed, but, you know, it's pretty sad this week for the homeless. I mean, and maybe people do feel sorry for people every once in a while, so there's a possibility of, you know, the homeless people that I saw, like, maybe somebody felt sorry. And some people give them money, you know, I mean, I don't know, you know, but I'm cursing myself when I say I never get any help, so I have to stop that. I mean, just because, you know, 52 years of my life, almost the whole time, I never got any help. I mean, that doesn't mean that things can change. I can change it. I can be determined to try to find a very good person. Oh, 52 years, maybe, just Susan Chappelle. There still has to be one other person besides late Susan Chappelle. That's good. Okay, so that's a possibility. And I can find pleasure in doing my artwork and reading and reasoning what I read. Some things are total bullshit, and that would happen to be in the Bible. Okay, this is so funny. This girl. She's screaming about Jesus. So I just said, and that's one of the things that I'm determined to do. It does state in the Bible that Satan rules this world because he's prince of the air. Because it's horrifying that, that is a truth in the Bible. So she's horrible. So I just said Satan rules. And she's going up the street screaming. I mean, she was already screaming. So there's something wrong with her. So she doesn't really know the real Jesus. Or, like screaming whatever blurts out her mouth. I just said, Satan rules this world. I mean, it's in the Bible. And she screams even more. Whatever. Okay, it's too long of a video, little kitty.
Yeah, you got to start making shorter videos. They're boring too.
Yeah, I know, I'm a boring person.